If everybody in that MVP promotion is talking about how bad the UFC is, how come basically everybody that's a former UFC fighter went to the UFC first and then went to MVP? So Ronda's saying that she didn't get the response that she wanted, and then she went to MVP. And now she's saying that she's this massive ambassador for fighters, a fighter advocate, whatever the hell she wants to call herself. And she's so mad, and it's this big FU to the TKO group and all that. So basically, you're mad at them because they didn't give you what you wanted because you're old and you're not competitive in the league anymore. And Dana said to you, go make your money elsewhere. And he said that as a friend looking for you to do well. So I don't know how TKO is bad in this. And I know that Gina Carano had a conversation as well, and it just wasn't the right fit. So she moved on. Nate Diaz, he went to the UFC, had a conversation. They said, yeah, it's not the time. We're not interested. You're 40 years old. You haven't fought in forever. Jorge Masvidal went and said, I think I'm going to go over there. And they said, no, we have a use for you. So he stayed, not because of anything other than he wants to fight in the UFC because he sees the value in it. They all wanted to fight in they all saw the value in it. Francis Ngannou is the only one that's being true to himself that left the UFC because he wanted to. And he's fighting in other things because he wants to, because he figured out how to make that work. But all the other people, they wanted to be in the UFC first. The UFC wouldn't have them. So then they moved on to Jake Paul and MVP because the opportunity was there. So this is a very odd argument where you have a lot of people saying, oh, the UFC is so bad, so bad, so bad. But again, my question is, why did you go to them first? If they were so bad, why didn't you just bypass them and go somewhere else? I think it's an honest question. And I think someone like Ronda Rousey should answer it. Instead of pretending like they screwed her over, why doesn't she recognize the fact that she just didn't fit the brand anymore? And no matter what elevated opinion you have of yourself or what you think the organization should be doing, when you're not competitive in the league anymore and you're just a name from the past, maybe you don't fight in the league and you go do what you're doing. Be happy that the league is doing well and be happy that you're going to be doing well. You don't have to throw shade. So that's the weird one. As I'm getting older, I feel less and less inclined to fabricate arguments to feel better about the moves I've got to make. Just make your moves. Do well. Show the blueprint to help other people do well. You don't have to make enemies out of everyone that's not doing what you want, because sometimes what you want is just a bad fit. You just have to accept that and you move on and you go find one that fits.